First of all, let me make one thing clear. In my battle videos, I share my opinions with you all, which you don't need to take seriously. You can also share your opinions in the comments with us without any fuss. Also, treat these videos as entertainment value rather than turning Marvel versus DC discussions into personal wars. Coming to today's video, Marvel didn't have a single superhero who could stop Knull. But does DC's most powerful superhero, Superman, possess the ability to stop an entity like Knull single-handedly? Let's see. Believe me, this topic might seem simple to you, but it's not as straightforward as it appears. On one hand, Superman has defeated beings far more powerful than Knull in comics. On the other hand, Knull has taken down Celestials. Let's first discuss Superman's feats. Superman has unlimited strength. For example, Superman and Shazam together lifted a book whose weight was described as infinite, the book of infinite pages. Superman has lifted the heavens, which are referred to as the entirety of creation. Superman easily lifted the weight of Earth for 5 days straight without even breaking a sweat. Pre-crisis Superman could destroy entire solar systems with a sneeze, but we won't include him in this battle. Superman is fast, literally faster than the speed of light. His punches possess reality-altering powers. In terms of durability, Superman has survived attacks capable of crushing planets. Besides strength, durability, and speed, Superman also has many other powers. His heat vision is strong enough to tear down gods and hurt Darkseid. The temperature of his heat vision is as hot as the sun, allowing it to cut through any Earth-based element. Superman's freeze breath has frozen entire oceans. He also possesses super hearing and supervision, along with many other abilities, like Superman can pinpoint a person's location by detecting their heartbeat from the atmosphere itself, which means Superman has an inbuilt Google APs.com. He can easily notice minute details. And did you know Superman also has the power of phasing? But the greatest power of all is Superman's willpower and hope, which make him capable of defeating any villain. Now, if we talk about Knull's most powerful feats, Knull created the proto-symbiote Mr. E, which was so powerful that it almost conquered the entire Earth alone. Even in his weakened form, Knull has defeated superheroes like Silver Surfer. Knull has created symbiote dragons that have easily conquered planets. He literally possesses necrology powers, allowing him to manipulate death and darkness. With his Necrosword, Knull can break through the celestial barrier and launch a massive-scale attack across the universe. First, he lands on Earth, where he destroys Sentry, the superhero with the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns, as if he were a paper toy. Moreover, Knull absorbs Void, the very entity that Sentry feared. Void, who had multiple times defeated all of Earth's superheroes and destroyed Asgard, becomes part of Knull. It doesn't stop there. Knull gains control over 3 Celestials using his symbiotes, the same Celestials who had once defeated him. When the Avengers try to attack him, Knull uses these Celestials as massive weapons and defeats the Avengers effortlessly. And wait, there's more. Knull even defeats Allfather Thor. Using his necrology, Knull goes toe-to-toe with Thor, who possesses the Odin Force, and eventually stabs and defeats him. Just imagine how powerful Knull must be. Knull's greatest asset is his weapon, his first ever created symbiote, All Black the Necrosword. This weapon is the source of Knull's immense power, which he uses to defeat even the mightiest beings. If we compare physical powers like strength and durability, Superman has a slight edge over Knull. For example, Superman's punches can alter reality. He has shattered moons and destroyed planets with them. Superman has also battled and defeated beings like Orion and Darkseid. Superman has fought and even destroyed a multiverse with a single punch. On the other hand, Knull's physical abilities are not as impressive. While Knull has defeated Celestials, he used his own weapon for that, and it's his power that makes him strong. But without his weapon, Knull couldn't defeat the Celestials using just his raw strength. Knull has also defeated King Thor in the realm of necrotic power, but Superman is ahead in terms of strength. When it comes to speed, most people will agree that Superman is much faster than Knull. However, Knull has been able to keep up with Silver Surfer. Yes, Knull in his dragon form was able to match Silver Surfer's speed, and we know Silver Surfer is one of the fastest beings in Marvel. So if Knull can react to Silver Surfer's speed, it's obvious he could match Superman's speed as well. But now, there's a twist in this comparison, and that's experience. In terms of comic publication, Superman is much older, but according to the storyline in the comics, Knull existed even before the creation of the universe. Knull has fought hundreds of battles continuously with gods and celestials, which has given him so much experience that no other Marvel character has. So in terms of experience, Knull is ahead. Now when it comes to weapons, yes, Superman does have some powerful ones. For example, in the Fortress of Solitude, his technology is so advanced that he can control living suns. But Superman doesn't have any weapon that can counter Knull's necrology. When Odin went to battle the Celestials, he had the power of all Earth's gods through his destroyer armor, and he also wielded the Odin sword. But when he faced the Celestials, they melted the Odin sword and destroyed his armor. Odin was forced to run for his life. On the other hand, Knull's necrology is on another level, and even Thor himself is not immune to it. Now imagine when the Necro Sword, Knull's real weapon, is in the hands of its true owner, Knull. That would make it even more powerful. So in the weapons category, Knull wins as well. Next, if we talk about powers and abilities, Superman has a wide range of abilities. Superman has powers like freeze breath, heat vision, solar flare, and phasing, while Knull only has the ability to create symbiotes. But this power alone makes him incredibly overpowered, because some of the symbiotes he creates have literally conquered entire planets. Besides that, Knull also has shape-shifting abilities. So, due to the wide range of powers and abilities, this point goes to Superman. Now, up until now, Superman has 2.5 points, and Knull also has 2.5 points, which shows that they are equal in many ways. As I said, I'm not comparing feats here because Superman's feats far exceed Knull's, making this battle unfair. But if we want to make this battle fair and properly scale it, we'll base it on their power hierarchy. Let's see, Superman is often compared to Marvel's Sentry in terms of power. Sentry and Superman are comparable, but we're not discussing who's more powerful because we've already done that in a separate video. The point here is that Knull defeats Sentry, and Superman can be compared to Thor. Knull has defeated Thor as well. Superman can also be compared to Silver Surfer, and Knull has defeated Silver Surfer too. In fact, no Avenger has ever defeated Knull alone. That's why I believe it would be very difficult for Superman to defeat Knull alone. It just wouldn't make sense for Superman to defeat Knull by himself, just like when the Justice League fought Darkseid. Superman alone couldn't defeat Darkseid. If you look at feats, Superman could defeat a base Darkseid, but whenever we've seen a Superman vs. Darkseid fight in the comics, Superman alone couldn't defeat Darkseid. Knull is a similar kind of villain, and it wouldn't make sense for Superman to defeat him alone. Base Superman would never scale up to a celestial level being like Knull. Sure, Superman could deal powerful blows, but could he defeat Knull in a one-on-one fight? I can't guarantee that. This makes Superman almost as powerful as a celestial. Plus, if we include Knull's symbiote army, it would make it even more difficult for Superman to defeat Knull. The symbiotes can form a cover around an entire planet, which can block sunlight and make Superman weak, as Knull has already done this in the comics. Also, the Necro Sword is a weapon that can hurt Celestials, and it can definitely hurt Superman as well. Now keep in mind, I haven't discussed Superman and Knull's weaknesses, like Kryptonite or the Enigma Force, because Knull doesn't have Kryptonite, and Superman doesn't have the Enigma Force. So, in my opinion, Knull defeats base Superman 8 out of 10 times in a fair fight. Definitely, Superman has the abilities to defeat Knull, which is why I've given Knull the win 8 out of 10 times. Now look, I could have shown Superman's big feats and made Knull look weak, but that wouldn't be a fair comparison. Superman's powerful forms, like Superman Prime 1,000,000 or Cosmic Armor Superman, could easily defeat Knull. There's no doubt about that. So, this is my opinion. Please share your opinion in the comments, and let's see how many people agree with me.